Morning and welcome. And you are co-host now, and this is the 5 a.m. series I want to talk. We are uh, streaming live on YouTube.
Morning.
Morning.
Sorry, are we in a silence exercise? I see Dr. Piña really looks frozen on my screen.
Okay, hold on. You don't see me? You don't see the stream?
No.
No. Okay, let me just check. Hold on. Let me close here. Let me go over here and go share. What about now? You can see my screen?
Dientes gravus, yes.
So let's go here and Dr. C with us.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to 5 a.m. Savers. My name is Machin Zelik. I am currently on a little hiatus at the moment, doing my own thing, so this is a pre-recorded message for all of you to follow along. What's nice is this version will be a little quick, so feel free to sit back, enjoy. My goal for these savers are going to be make them quick, so that we get the basics out of the way, get to the reading, y'all can collaborate, and then move your lessons to practice throughout the day. So let's begin with silence, where we will practice a full minute of just gentle stillness. Make sure to get yourself comfortable, close your eyes, and take deep breaths. Whichever kind of breathing you like to do that. I'm a fan of box breathing. You do 4 seconds in, 4-second hold, 4-second exhale, 4-second hold. It was a little hard to talk about holding the exhale when you got no air to talk. So, and I should say 4 counts. Whatever timeline that is for you, feel free to do that. I would say we're about halfway through our silence. Keep breathing, keep calming your mind, focus on that breath. Do one more round. Let's move into our affirmation portion of Savers. Feel free to repeat after me, or just keep your eyes closed and just take it all in. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. No weapon formed will prosper against me. No weapon formed will prosper against me. I fight until my dying breath. I fight until my dying breath. Money flows to me effortlessly and abundantly. Money flows to me effortlessly and abundantly. My emotions are in check and I respond with wisdom. My emotions are in check and I respond with wisdom. I do the impossible. I do the impossible. Keep those eyes closed as we continue on to visualization. This is where you see yourself behind your eyelids. Everything's dark and you can't see the path ahead. And that's okay. This is where faith comes in. You allow yourself to take those steps knowing that God is taking care of you. Every step your body trembles. You don't know if you're going to walk off the cliff, run into a wall, or someone's there to hurt you. But the Holy Spirit guides you, and you place your faith in that. As you continue to walk, you feel around, and you notice a doorknob. This might have been after you ran into that wall, and that's okay. God sometimes puts walls in front of us to protect us, designed to lead us to a better answer, to a better outcome, block us from something that might actually hurt us, or put us through discomfort that actually toughens us, for that is what we're designed to do. Gold is created in heat, diamonds under pressure, and so you shall be formed as well. You open the door, and you see someone, and you see this kind of movie screen where you can't put your finger on it. That person just looks so familiar. And you're watching this highlight reel. They are accomplishing their goals by running companies, shaking hands, or accepting awards for doing such a fantastic job. They're stepping out of a Maserati. They're stepping out of a Lamborghini. They're stepping out of a supercar of their dreams. You see them in a family walking into a beautiful home on the cliffside, overlooking mountains, giant pool, kitchen only chefs could dream about. And then you see that person walking towards you. And it's incredible because you just can't help that you know this person on an intimate level. And then when they get closer, they reach their hand out and you instinctively just grab it. And next thing you know, you're pulled into that movie. It was you the whole time. Not just future you, but actually you. These dreams and hopes and goals are laying dormant within you. It's already in your possession. But what are you going to do today to achieve them, to acquire them, to physically be in that moment? It all starts as a thought. Just like we learned, think and grow rich. We think first, and then we grow. Become that person today. I For scribing, I want you to ask the question, what do I need to do today to become the person in that highlight reel? What do you need to do today? And go ahead, give your answers now. But your exercise, I'll actually give you homework. Your exercise will be to take that question one step further. Go for a walk outside in nature, in sunshine. And I want you to actually think about it. You don't have to tell anyone what your answer you come up with, but ponder what greatness looks like and what you have to do to get there. Dr. Piña, set a couple minutes for the timer on the scribing question. And when you're done, get those answers out and then have fun with the reading portion. I appreciate you giving me the time today to go through the savers, even though it's recorded. But I love y'all. Have a good day.
Okay, what do I need to do to become the persons in the highlight reel? The person in the highlight reel is super rich, so I'm gonna give a couple of minutes to work on that. So write the question, what do I need to do to become the persons in the highlight reel? All right, so I'm gonna give 3 minutes. I will only contemplate written response, so you have to be scribing. You will scribe and you will read your writing. So, what do you need to do to become the person, to become the super rich, the person on the highlight reel? So here we are. We have done 450. Second one to share. I just put it here and then I will share it later on. So exercise, we are in scribing. What do I have to do to become super rich? Or what do I have to do?
Oh,
The persons in the highlight reel. So let's give it reading. Sorry, scribing. I'm gonna give 3 minutes. What do you have to do? What do you need to do to become the person in the highlight reel? What do you have to do to become super rich? Okay, so there we are. So we have 3 minutes to write, and you are invited to read your writing. So the question, what do you need to do to become a super rich, which is the highlight reel that Dr. C invited us to do. So we're gonna go into the scribing, we're gonna go into the discussions of the reading, of the writing, and we're gonna stop it right here. And welcome everybody, Candido. Welcome Lawrence, Rosaura, Victor Catano, Martita, Gregory, and Steve. So I'm gonna start. Continue discovering and testing the new AI platforms that are already in existence in the field of mental health and be part of the creations of one with my friend CK, a national digital and global healthcare system with a comprehensive psychological assessment. Besides, continue to explore the AI possibility to create new content that is really attractive to the masses. Okay, let's go to Lawrence.
Good morning.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Okay. What do I need to do to become the person in the highlight reel? I need to become more decisive, and then act faster.
Okay. All right. So let's go to Rosaura.
Hey, good morning, everyone. What do I need to become that super rich person? First of all, reflect on my current situation, relationship, and mindset. And then adjust my goals and identify what aligns with my goals and what is impeding it, what is missing it. Practice and adapt resiliency. Continue the SAFER's principle to build intentional routines that align with my goals, develop a plan, execute it, and monitor it.
Okay. Let's go to Victor Catano.
Good morning, everyone.
Well,
I just want to testify that Martine is doing very well. So today's reading. So I had planned to go fishing today. It has long been a bucket list item to do list in Florida. I was hoping that I would find something in the ocean. After today's savers, I realized that I may be looking for something that I already have. I need to take this downtime that I have today away from my family, away from everything familiar to me, and write, write. The Lord put on my heart during savers that it is a full day of work for the things that I want, need, and am pursuing. I need to be focused. There will be time later to visit this bucket item. When I do it, it will be far greater than I can imagine, and it will be because of the decisions that I made today.
All right. Let's go Candido.
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes. What I need
Buenos
to
días.
be aware. The first thing that I think I have to do is open my mind acknowledge that I can make it, be positive, embrace the change, and assume the richness.
Okay, let's go to Gregory.
Good morning, champions. For me, the thing that I need to do is focus on continuous learning and skill development. The financial world is dynamic. To excel, I must be a lifetime learner and stay abreast of all of the developments. I need to continue to build a strong professional network. Networking is crucial for discovering new opportunities, new insights, and securing new mentorships. And lastly, be focused on continuing to build the key soft skills, whether it's communication or thinking or problem solving. Those are the foundations. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Marta. Then finally Steve. Marta Altagracia, Martica.
Good morning. Uh,
Good morning, Grandma.
Good
good
morning, Mortita.
morning. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I saw a movie long time ago. Okay, a poor man say, eh, "Si yo fuera rico, la, andar por el mundo." Eh, y me llega, with this question, me llega esa canción, si yo fuera rico, y I am rich, I go to travel to the world, um, I que, wow, uh, me, me daría, I, eh, ¿cómo se llama? I do the, the life, enjoy the life. Ay, qué vida me daría yo. Pero déjame decirte que the life that I live, I don't wait for being rich. Eh, I do a lot of things that, that I continue to do it when I was when I will reach. Me, uh, May Foundation for children, for children. This also I can do it, but when you are rich, the people is more cooperative to giving money to the rich people. Uh, in Dominican Republic, and in here, um, do I do it also uh, to working more with young people. Um, and work in Dominican Republic helping also the children and the old people good place for living. Um, some people, some old people. But let me tell you something. Yesterday, I go with some friend of mine. They never be in the ferry. The ferry coming to from Pier 11 in downtown to Trodney in Bronx. But I take it in some view the train and the no the train the ferry. It really just I we have a some satisfaction like we do something the I didn't before that, and the rich maybe rent the ferry, but we have the happy to go to downtown in the ferry. Like we feel free and we enjoy. And we go into the in downtown, go to the Mexican restaurant and Battery Park and sit down and everything coming so beautiful and easy. And then we come back in the train. Then my people from different group make Monday made a picnic in so a part the Never I Been. The organization from uh, Pluma Poética, La Cuje, Ercilia Pepín y Centro Cívico Cultural Dominicano. And we have a really everybody bring the food, everybody, and we enjoy this afternoon in the park. I don't need to be rich for enjoy. I enjoy the life. I have wonderful people in my life that we may really a Monday wonderful. Um, let's see. When I be rich, I enjoy because let me tell you, I know some people they almost are rich and and they have pool in the house. And I say, we can make a picnic in Bancola or in a riverbank, and they say, no, we have invited the people, and we have the picnic in our house. You know, you you know how much I enjoy picnic in the house. But also, I enjoy the picnic in the beach and the park. Yesterday, I never been in this park, and it's so nice. Next to the 149 is they have a hip hop museum, and the park is clean, and another people have a picnic. Um, I see. I think so. I am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And let me tell you something. We are rich. We know are poor. I don't feel poor. No. I feel rich, and also I help you a lot of people in different ways. And the most rich I am is the happiness. I don't start to do everything that I wanted. You know, yeah, I don't go to 5 star hotel, but no, it's not. No, I don't know. I see the life the most people in the TV, oh, now and everywhere that they are rich, and really, I say, yeah. You know what? I want to buy a apartment in front to the Central Park, and no matter what, in the west side or east side, but from the Central Park, in front to the Central Park. And one house in Kissimmee. No. But Kissimmee is beautiful. I don't like Orlando. Or maybe I go to Miami. I have friends and they are vegetarian. They have a restaurant. Um, but uh, I don't have a house in Dominican Republic. Maybe en La Terrena. Um, different house. Okay, thank you.
All right. So we are in the portion of scribing and writing. So we're gonna finally give the chance to Steve. So what do you need to do to become the person in the highlight ring, according to Dr. Z?
Yes, sir. To become the person in my highlight reel, I need to think outside the box, lean into my strengths, be dedicated to my craft, and also network. Those are the four things I need to focus on.
Okay. So perfect. All right. So be decisive and faster mindsets and analyze your goal. Be resilient and intentional routines and execute plans. So you can go fishing to Florida a long time to write and to be focused. Be open minded, positive, embrace the change, and assumes the richness. Continue learning the financial field. Networking is important. New insights and mentorship, social skill. Just live the life as si yo fuera rico, like a movie, and enjoy life. And you're already rich. And finally, think outside the box and network. Focus on your talents and purpose. All right. So that's what it is. Let's go back to the reading of the law. I think we finally finished today. The law. So start here, and we're gonna go to it.
Is told, he said, the shorter it seems. Going slower also makes what you are doing more interesting. The audience yields to your pace, becomes entranced. It is a state in which time whizzes delightfully by. You must practice such illusions, which share in the hypnotist's power to alter perceptions of time. End time. You can play the game with the utmost artistry, waiting patiently for the right moment to act, putting your competitors off their form by messing with their timing. But it won't mean a thing unless you know how to finish. Do not be one of those people who look like paragons of patience, but are actually just afraid to bring things to a close. Patience is worthless unless combined with a willingness to fall ruthlessly on your opponent at the right moment. You can wait as long as necessary for the conclusion to come, but when it comes, it must come quickly. Use speed to paralyze your opponent, cover up any mistakes you might make, and impress people with your aura of authority and finality. With the patience of a snake charmer, you draw the snake out with calm and steady rhythms. Once the snake is out, though, would you dangle your foot above its deadly head? There is never a good reason to allow the slightest hitch in your endgame. Your mastery of timing can really only be judged by how you work with end time, how you quickly change the pace and bring things to a swift and definitive conclusion. Reversal. There is no power to be gained in letting go of the reins and adapting to whatever time brings. To some degree you must guide time, or you will be its merciless victim. There is accordingly no reversal to this law. Here are some further reflections on this law. From the Life of Sertorius by Plutarch. Sertorius' lesson. Sertorius' strength was now rapidly increasing, for all the tribes between the Ebro and the Pyrenees came over to his side, and troops came flocking daily to join him from every quarter. At the same time, he was troubled by the lack of discipline and the overconfidence of these newly arrived barbarians who had shouted him to attack the enemy and had no patience with his delaying tactics. And he therefore tried to win them over by argument. But when he saw that they were discontented and persisted in pressing their demands regardless of the circumstances, he let them have their way and allowed them to engage the enemy. He hoped that they would suffer a severe defeat without being completely crushed, and that this would make them better disposed to obey his orders in future. The event turned out as he expected, and Sertorius came to their rescue, provided a rallying point for their fugitives, and led them safely back to his camp. His next step was to revive their dejected spirits, and so a few days later he summoned a general assembly. Before it he produced 2 horses, one of them old and enfeebled, the other large and lusty, and possessing a flowing tail, which was remarkable for the thickness and beauty of its hair. By the side of the weak horse stood a tall, strong man, and by the side of the powerful horse a short man of mean physique. At a signal, the strong man seized the tail of his horse and tried with all his strength to pull it towards him, as if to tear it off, while the weak man began to pull the hairs one by one from the tail of the strong horse. The strong man, after tugging with all his might to no purpose, and causing the spectators a great deal of amusement in the process, finally gave up the attempt, while the weak man quickly and with very little trouble stripped his horse's tail completely bare. Then Sertorius rose to his feet and said, "Now you can see, my friends and allies, that perseverance is more effective than brute strength, and that there are many difficulties that cannot be overcome if you try to do everything at once, but which will yield if you master them little by little. The truth is that a steady, continuous effort is irresistible, for this is the way in which time captures and subdues the greatest powers on earth. Now time, you should remember, is a good friend and ally to those who use their intelligence to choose the right moment, but a most dangerous enemy to those who rush into action at the wrong one." From Lao Tzu, quoted in the Chinese Looking Glass. Mr. Shi had 2 sons. One loved learning, the other war. The first expounded his moral teachings at the admiring court of Qi, and was made a tutor, while the second talked strategy at the bellicose court of Chu, and was made a general. The impecunious Mr. Meng, hearing of these successes, sent his own 2 sons out to follow the examples of the Chi boys. The first expounded his moral teachings at the court of Qin, but the king of Qin said, "At present the states are quarreling violently, and every prince is busy arming his troops to the teeth. If I follow this prig's pratings, we should soon be annihilated." So he had the fellow castrated. Meanwhile, the second brother displayed his military genius at the court of Wei. But the king of Wei said, "Mine is a weak state. If I relied on force instead of diplomacy, we should soon be wiped out. If, on the other hand, I let this fire-eater go, he will offer his services to another state, and then we shall be in trouble." So he had the fellow's feet cut off. Both families did exactly the same thing, but one timed it right, the other wrong. Thus, success depends not on ratiocination, but on rhythm. From The Craft of Power by R.G.H. Hsu. The Sultan of Persia had sentenced 2 men to death. One of them, knowing how much the Sultan loved his stallion, offered to teach the horse to fly within a year in return for his life. The Sultan, fancying himself as the rider of the only flying horse in the world, agreed. The other prisoner looked at his friend in disbelief. "You know horses don't fly. What made you come up with a crazy idea like that? You're only postponing the inevitable." "Not so," said the first prisoner. "I have actually given myself 4 chances for freedom. First, the Sultan might die during the year. Second, I might die. Third, the horse might die. And fourth, I might teach the horse to fly." From Fables by Robert Dodsley. The Trout and the Gudgeon. A fisherman in the month of May stood angling on the bank of the Thames with an artificial fly. He threw his bait with so much art that a young trout was rushing toward it, when she was prevented by her mother. "Never," said she, "my child, be too precipitate, where there is a possibility of danger. Take due time to consider before you risk an action that may be fatal. How know you whether yon appearance be indeed a fly, or the snare of an enemy? Let someone else make the experiment before you. If it be a fly, he will very probably elude the first attack, and the second may be made, if not with success, at least with safety." She had no sooner spoken than a gudgeon seized the pretended fly, and became an example to the giddy daughter of the importance of her mother's counsel.
Okay, perfect. So we have accomplished.
Safety must be indeed prevented by her mother.
So we have accomplished, which is master the art of timing, law number 35, and there is no reversal to this law. And we discussed long time, force time, and today we focus on end time. So when it's the moment is right and is considered, that moment specifically, what do you do? There's gonna be the discussions we'll have to do today. So final reflections on master the art of timing. And let's go have exactly 10 minutes for discussions. And let's start right now.
Yeah, I just think we see here still, like you said, we're talking about Law 35, mastering the art of time. And so and here we see examples of, understanding the rhythm of events, anticipating the flow of power, and we have to also know when to act decisively, versus when to be patient. So it's about recognizing the opportune moment to strike, rather than acting impulsively or waiting too long, and understanding that timing is malleable, and the concept that can be manipulated through perception, possibly emotional control. Just got to pay attention to like subtle cues. Don't be predictable. Be observant. Stuff like that. And know when to wait. Strike decisively.
Will you make the horse fly?
Yes, sir. You know it.
That was very good. That was very good. Who will make the horse fly?
Well, it's funny that we talk about the horse flying. One of the most amusing but powerful things that I hear our pastor say at church is that sometimes he will, when he goes to a pool, his first step, rather than jumping in, he'll try to walk on the water, to kind of see where his faith is. You know, and I laugh when I hear that, but um, you know, just the way we want to make a horse fly, right? You have to be so patient with faith because faith, you know, like I say all the time, is believing you have something that you can't feel, you can't hear, you can't see. And sometimes you say, you know what? I'm faithful. This is going to happen. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pursue this. Right. But then, like, you know, we say we're going to the beach because it's a beautiful sunny day. And then you see one cloud and you go, whoa, wait a second. I don't want it to rain on me at the beach, so I'm not going to go there. And we don't know if it's going to just be a passing cloud or, you know, it might not rain. But that one fear of a cloud makes you not want to go to the beach. And I think we're like that sometimes with a lot of things in our life. You know, we're not patient to let that cloud pass by. We look and we go, mm-mm. And faith goes right out the window. So patience and timing and faith all come together for the things that we want to do and to accomplish. And we can't let setbacks stop us from, you know, from going where we want to go.
Yeah. Sarah, Lawrence, Candido, Gregory, what you say about mastering the art of timing and
I
uh,
just add, it's a great chapter. It just reminds me that there's a right time, there's a wrong time for success. You just have to be patient and wait to implement when it's going to be successful.
most of us, for some reason, we were not aware of the moment that existed. In the 80s, I was not aware that we were in a crisis. And I saw medical doctor to continue specialization inside the university and hospital, because if they go out, they have no job. You cannot practice as a doctor if you're not connected politically. And then all of a sudden you saw poor doctors with becoming a surgeon, and then because if they go out they can't do anything, and it was impossible to have a your own um, practice. They went to study, nephrology or cardiology, because they already know inside when you, especially you know the teachers and faculty. So I didn't know that the 80 was so bad that I thought it's like society or it's the destiny and future. And then I knew a little bit when the housing bubble went down and when the crisis came by in 2008. I was part of the non-for-profit, a rich guy, who one gave us $8,000. We made a mistake. Instead of getting that money to buy a penthouse, he said us to buy, and that he would sustain us. Say, oh no, we're going to invest it in this place. By the way, that place was not us. Interborough came, they took out the rents that we're paying, and everybody went down. All the not-for-profits, everybody that was trying to make some money, funder didn't give any money, and then you need to do something about it. Some of us went into our professions, got licensed, and continue, um, you know, giving to the culture arts. In my case, I focus more on my meta poetry and things like that. Um, some of us went in the area of the .com. I was not. I got close to AOL, but I was not part of. But never than before, you are told consistently this is the gold moment for superintelligence. and these guys are becoming crazy in terms of investing millions to the minds, to the young minds of technology and engineers. So, what would you do with this moment that exists and is given to us where you are right now? Is really this a real moment? What will you do with the opportunity that AI is bringing to you? Can you master the art of timing and take advantage of this moment? Uh, that is the question. Loris, Rosara?
But I think what you need to do is come up with a plan, but the challenge is, at least been for me, is figuring out when to do the implementation or the planning. I'm not good sometimes at sitting down and doing the strategic aspect. Um, that I find that challenging. So that's something I'm working on improving. Um, I'm good at the actual doing, but sometimes making the plan itself and doing that is challenging. So I'm working on being better, seeing the whole picture. So
Yes, I agree. I think it's also about looking at the strategic moment to do something. I heard sometime backstories and artists says, you know what? I'm famous now, so I think it's time for me to leave before things begin to decline. So it is just looking at what you're doing, monitoring, observing, and knowing when is the right time to say, this is it, I must leave. Even if you're giving a speech and the speech is long, it must be a time when you say, I'm losing the attention of the public, and you know what? I'm going to do something and make it a little bit shorter, just modify it. I do the same when I'm teaching a lesson. If I'm losing the kids, them and they start to throw the spitball and do different things, and I says, you know what? Let me just do something a little bit different and stop right here. As Victor says, pause. It's always a time to pause and stop. And that is the end time.
So you have to know when to end. All right.
And on that note,
Yeah, we have a little of time still, so we are in the fourth time, almost close to the end time.
I gotta tell you that it was so great to see Marcin, and it was nice because we were walking by the Tampa Bay, and we sent you the pictures of all those different boats, and it was just like for a second, you know, there was like we walked into this place, and like right when we sat down where the waiter sat us, there was like this big ginormous yacht like right behind us, and it was just like wow, like talk about like visualization, right? Like we're sitting there and we're talking to each other, and we just couldn't help just looking to the left, like look at that yacht. And at one point in time, like we were just like, you know what, let's go for a walk on this boardwalk. And we just, and like the more we went, the more yachts we saw. Some had grills on the deck, some had like four different decks, some and it was just like, yeah, but we got a lot of work to do. The funniest moment came when, as I was walking by, you know my humor already. There was a sign that said $320,000. Right. All I saw was it said $320,000, and it comes with three extra jet skis. And I was just like, oh, hey, look, let's take this picture, Martine, and let's send this to everybody so everyone can get a visualization of how much money we need to get one of these yachts. And he goes, pal, read the fine print a little more closely, and I looked more closely, and it was just for the parking space.
Whoa.
He goes, "You have a lot of work to do," and then somebody go pay your mortgage first. He said. But it was just really nice to visualize that. Yeah, we're gonna do it. I know it.
Amen. All right, guys. So this is Law 35, Master the Art of Timing. So we finished the whole thing. So remember that there is three times of time, long time, the fourth time, which is you press yourself is a deadline, and then end time, so you know exactly when to end.
Um,
Tomorrow we have Law 36, disdain things you cannot have, ignoring them is the best revenge. And it's almost 6 a.m., and this is time to finish.
quick question.
Go ahead.
So Sauda, have you gotten any love notes lately?
Love notes. Not really, unless I haven't really checked. So that says to me I have to check. Where should I expect those love notes?
So should I be punishing my son for not doing what I asked him to do?
No, 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 no. Let me check first. You gotta punish me for not being observant.
Okay. He was going to camp and he wanted to send you a thank you note, and he asked for your phone number.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Victor. I'm gonna check and make sure to reply. That keeps young kids them motivated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.